All right, I'm out here at the Griffith Park this morning here in Los Angeles at the merry-go-round parking lot. We're here for Los Angeles Cars and Coffee, and I did a video here once before, I guess in about last year or so. I don't remember exactly, but this time we actually got the Rambler Club out, and they're calling it the Rambling Roundup at the LA Cars and Coffee. So we got a whole line of AMC products, and I actually bought another AMC product that's coming to the channel, which I'll tell you about in this video. So let's go check this out. The cars continue to roll in here despite the fact we're already like an hour into this Cars and Coffee. This one draws a lot of cars. And I think they even had more in the last video since it was filmed in a warmer time of year than just after Thanksgiving as this one is. But I just bought a 1974 AMC Matador Coupe that's been sitting for probably at least 20 years. The tag on the plate isn't even legible. But I'll be picking that up tomorrow. I'm not sure when that's good. I'm going to probably hold on to that video for one of the weeks around Christmas time when there's no car shows. So that's probably my plan. Next week we got Pomona, and I can't remember what else. There's a holiday motor excursion coming up the day after Christmas, so I'll be shooting that as well since it's near the house. Here's my Pacer as always, and of course I got a Porsche next to it. Got the Rambler American convertible. This guy's actually local to me. He lives in Pasadena area as well. And he spends, I think he even has a second one. And we got a Rambler American wagon, a couple of them. This is Ane's car. He runs the Rambler Club locally. That's actually his car. He actually has a line on a parts car for the Matador Coupe, which I'll see if I even need one. And we'll kind of go from there. We have a nice little Rambler sedan. And this is a 67. The guy actually just bought this. It's a 67 Rebel SST. Fairly good sized car. And this one's actually got a 232 straight six in it. So a lot of car, not a lot of motor. But this one's in beautiful condition. I suppose if you're going to drive a big car and you want to get good gas mileage, why not? Very similar to the 59 Galaxy I picked up with the straight six. Just probably someone clicking off the order form thinking, I'm going to save money on gas. And then when they get it, oh wait, it won't get out of its own way. It's like a 54 Corvette that parked amongst the Ramblers. Oh, look at this caddy rolling in. So they get a pretty wide range of stuff out at this meet. I'm trying to think of what else I did a short on this guy's car. This has been in his family for many years. It's a very original car. Original upholstery, original paint. This Rambler Classic. And if you're interested in the SoCal Ramblers, just go on Facebook, type in SoCal Ramblers, and the page will pop up. And you can even get on the email list. They alert you to when everything's coming up. And I believe they have an Instagram as well. I believe it's SoCal Ramblers on Instagram. So you have this nice Bonneville convertible. Now, I think I even said in the last video I did here, you have to get here early to get a good parking spot. Usually it starts about 7 o'clock. I got here a little bit before 7. This is a TVR from England with the right-hand drive. That's usually when it starts filling up, is around 7:30. And definitely get here as early as possible to get a good spot. Let's go this Mercedes. Ow. I have another TVR. Both these are running European license plate. So I'm assuming this guy just brought them over, and so I can't imagine that would be anything that you could register in California. These guys rolled in right after I did the Land Cruiser Club.
It's pretty funny. They're like, man, we have the exact same.
Walk around here. Actually, November's was a good month for the channel. I had 2 videos basically hit the top 5 of my views. The SEMA video, as well as the LA Auto Show video, did really well. So this is probably the best month we've ever had on this channel. And we have a lot of new people subscribed to the channel as well after those 2 videos. And also we even did Lemons Rally this month, so it's been a pretty busy month. Now look at this beautiful Mercedes. Fortunately, it's still early, so the sun is in that position where when I point that away, you get that glare. It's Maserati. So this Cars and Coffee draws some very interesting iron. And even late model cars as well. All right, so due to the position of the sun, I'm gonna have to shoot all the lines in a certain direction, which makes for a little bit more walking. And I also will say I'm buying another car. Most likely, money hasn't been handed over yet. It's in the same place the Matador was. It is a General Motors product. It is not a Chevy, but it is a sort of a muscle car. I will say that. So now you know it's not a Cadillac either, but or a GMC, because it's not a pickup truck. But that's probably going to be a flip most likely, although it needs a lot of work as it has rust issues. But that'll be an interesting addition to the channel as well. I'm probably going to try to at least get it running before I try to sell it. And put minimal effort. Hey, look at this Ferrari. This one has Monaco plates on it. Oh, not on the back though. And a Testarossa. If you like Testarossas, there was a couple of these at the Radwood last week, which I shot that video and posted that last weekend. I usually try to get at least one video up a week, because that's what YouTube likes. We've seen this Lancia before. In fact, this guy's brought this to Radwood as well. So if you like Radwood, if you like 80s, 90s cars, check out that video. And a little Lotus. So he's missing the rear hatch there. Speaking of cars that were Radwood, looks like Acura's brought out the new Integras, which were at Radwood. These are the ones that were at Radwood last week. He's rolling in on something very small and very 2-stroke over there. Sounds like a moped. That's the same one that was at Radwood, as well as this one. These are the prototypes for the new Integra.
I like the tail, it's more.
Not very impressive.
Yeah, right? I mean, maybe.
And a new Bronco. And if you want to see me ride in a new Bronco, check out the LA Auto Show video. I actually do their little test ride over the obstacle course in a new Bronco. So, how about this Power Wagon? It's Dodge Power. I heard this guy roll in. It's definitely diesel powered. I'm assuming it's like a Cummins 5.9 or something in there. It's Looks like he's still working on it. He's got the modern seats and instrumentation in there. There's a lot of detail on this truck. A little bit of a better look. This Mercedes rolls in. Looks like OJ decided to show up. A little Citroen. I've seen this car around. Actually, went to the last Malaise Days show we had with this little French import. I said some more cars coming in, like these Thunderbirds.
Yeah, okay.
There we go. Fortunately, all the spots up here are already taken. So if you want to come to this meet, you definitely should get here as close to 7:30 as possible. So I'm actually officially out of room for cars. I've been there, but I got somewhere to stash stuff for the time being at my old shop. But I'm trying to sell the Ranchero, and man, I'm not getting a lot of intelligent people responding to my ad, if you know what I mean. You know, keywords such as I wrote, rolls just fine for loading on a trailer, should not induce comment or a reply as, will it drive home? But apparently it does.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen her yet. I parked the that way, so I've just been like making my way through. But I think we did talk about having her.
I'm sure anyone who's tried to sell a car, I honestly believe a lot of the cars that wind up in my junkyard videos are there due to people who respond to car ads. Because when you try to sell a vintage car, especially a project car online, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm sure a lot of it is just pure frustration out of like complete morons responding to your ad. So that's my vent for this morning.
Oh, he said 280? Have you heard?
Apparently reading the ad, that's a Ferrari replica. Apparently reading the ad is just too hard for people. There's a really clean 67 Firebird. It's actually one that's very similar to this, but a 68 in Pasadena, but it's got, that one has original paint. This one appears to have been repainted. And that one actually has a big old dent in the side, but this is, in fact, when this rolled in, I thought it was the one that I always see in Pasadena at first, for a second. Nice old Volvo. Let me show you some more of the cars here. Unfortunately, I said I have to keep walking back to the end of the line. Otherwise, all you're going to see is sun. So if any of you guys are interested in the 64 Ranchero, which has been featured on the channel, I pretty much first person that shows up at my house with a decent amount, with a reasonable fair amount of cash for it, is going to snag that beauty for a good deal. Which, of course, these days it's not like the old days where people actually went out to look at the car. They just want to lowball you and fill you out, then get out there and try to lowball you even more. And of course, they don't want to read the ad, because pretty much everything I've been asked is already in the ad. This old computer. Oh, it's for always making keychains and such. Got it. I thought it was just an old computer on display. Old transporter. It's a really sharp Mustang here. See, like a 57 Corvette. Sort of a rusted mod with a LS in it.
This was here. So I'm supposed to buy.
A little Piaggio Chow moped that's been modified. Made by the same company that makes Vespas. It's a real pretty Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, that's right. We talked about it. Yeah, we talked about it a couple of months ago.
My second channel is actually doing pretty well. Mike Finds Things, which is supposed to be a collectibles channel, but it's turned into mainly a records channel. I've actually been finding some really decent records, especially 45s. I post videos on that channel on Thursdays, and I'll put a link in the description to that channel. If you're into records, you might want to check it out, especially obscure early rock and roll, soul, surf music, garage, stuff like that. I do get into some classic rock. And I also go back to the 78 era. In fact, I found some really good 78s this the past week as well. Some real interesting and rare stuff. And I walked up the hill into the Overflow area. You can see the Thunderbird finally found a spot way up here in the Overflow area. So I'm gonna walk back down the hill with the sun at my back so you don't get the glare at home. Some of the cars are starting to leave, but there's still more coming in, so this event is far from over. As I said, I don't know, nobody really had a car show this weekend as it was Thanksgiving weekend. In fact, I went to an estate sale on Black Friday.
I hit him up last night.
And it was very crowded due to the fact that there weren't a lot of estate sales going on after Thanksgiving. I did find some records there, which will be appearing in the video on Thursday on the other channel, including some very cool surf records, even a Tejano rocker I found that's kind of rare, and I found some 78s as well. This guy in the F-Series pickup here, he actually just did a loop around, realized he couldn't get a spot down there. Like I said, if you're coming to this meet, you definitely have to get here early. This is a very cool dent side Bronco. This one's extremely clean. He sort of made his own parking spot, since you can when you have that kind of ground clearance. Mustang very cool 69. Land Cruiser's rolling in. There's Porsche. The Austin Cooper Mini. Very clean Mustang. And back around the back backside of the Rambler Club there. So this Anglia. And this Chrysler Newport. This guy goes to a lot of local events as well. And of course the Ford panel delivery. This one's a Chevy SS, and he put all the Holden badges on it. So it was GM's biggest mistakes, because it was essentially a sedan with an LS. Nobody knew existed until GM announced they were discontinuing it. So if GM had actually promoted it, would it have sold? Who knows? There's another Bronco. That's still a mystery. One of these cars actually rear-ended my Grand Marquis a few months ago, back in October.
Yeah, my uncle was telling me.
Now, let's just say the owner of that car was not the happiest person, and definitely not the nicest person I've ever met. But I did get my Grand Marquis fixed, so. There's a really nice Chrysler Town & Country convertible at about a 49. Believe it or not, my sister actually has a 48 that sits in her garage. Almost as nice as this one. And she doesn't even know how to drive it. I'm the one that knows how to drive it, so I go over periodically and start it and take her out in it. Eventually that'll wind up on the channel, I don't know when. But this one is a very clean example. Got the surface rust on this square body. So I just sanded it down and just let it rust. No clear coat on this one. This is an interesting look. I wouldn't leave it too long. It's starting to pit, but kind of a neat look on that. There's an old Z car. Looks like it's pushed right up against that dart. This Maserati rolling in late. But what I really like is that diesel Mercedes. I'm always a sucker for a Honda 600, so we're going to show you this sedan. These are called the sedan. The one that's kind of more rounder, they call the coupe, if you don't know on these. That was Honda's first car they sold in the United States, what, in 69, 70. And very cool little micro car. Got a 64 Galaxy rolling in.
Never got a motor in it.
Good transporter. This just rolled in. This is an English Ford Anglia. It's like the one from Harry Potter. This one's a left-hand drive. They actually did sell these in the United States. They had English Ford-specific dealerships. And in fact, a lot of the English Ford dealers sold Edsels as well. So not one you see very often on these shores.
Yeah! Bring it out! I like it!
right, would you believe after I was complaining about all these weird responses I'm getting on my car, I actually got 2 legitimate sounding responses on the Ranchero ad. One guy's coming this morning to look at it. The other guy's out of state, but he has some mutual friends. He doesn't sound like he sounds like he's pretty good too, pretty legit dude. So maybe the Ranchero will be moving and I can roll that money into another project. But so ask and you shall receive, I suppose. We'll see how that goes today. But we're wrapping up here at LA Cars and Coffee with the Rambler Roundup with the SoCal AMC Rambler Club, which is basically SoCal Ramblers. That's what we're called. Hopefully I'll be picking up that car tomorrow, that 74 AMC Matador Coupe, which they're kind of rare. I've already paid for it, so it's my car, and I may be getting that other mystery GM car that isn't a Cadillac or Chevrolet or GMC. So I'll be picking that up hopefully this week. I haven't paid for that, and we did come to an agreement on a price, and that might just be a flip, but I might try to get it running at least for the channel. Be sure to like, subscribe. We got Pomona coming up next week. The Pomona videos are always a lot of fun, and until next time, I'll be seeing you.